Sriraj Nair from the Vishwa Hindu Parishad first. All we've seen so far is a trailer from Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone's upcoming film. Deepika is wearing a saffron-colored bikini and you seem to be hassled. Now, can you explain what your objections are? Because we've seen the Madhya Pradesh Home Minister say boycott the film, object to it, this is not okay. Deepika Padukone is a member of the Tukde Tukde gang. She isn't. She went to register her support for a protest movement which she's entitled to. But it seems that the right or the extreme right or the loony right has made up its mind that they have to find a way of creating trouble for the film, of wanting to boycott Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone. What exactly are you hassled by, Sriraj?
Well, Rahul, first of all, thank you for bringing me on the show. And let me clarify, VHP, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, was formed here in Mumbai in the year of 1964. That means we're going to complete 60 years in 2024. In 60 years, we never interfered in the creative freedom of the film industry. We never, none of our boys of Bajrang Dal barged into a set. We never created any ruckus. Neither we interfered in any films you might have seen. And nobody can say that we interfered in filmmaking or we have created any kind of problem for the filmmakers. We respect, because it is an industry which generates employment for thousands and thousands of people. We respect that. But at the same time, under the guise of freedom of expression, it cannot be only Hindu bashing which is happening, which is seen happening for a couple of years. And filmmaking films were always clean. There were great filmmakers like Clamour, K.R. Rishikesh Mukherjee, Satyajit Ray, and so on. N number of filmmakers who made clean films and people loved films, and I am myself a film buff. I love to see the films. But of late you have seen that...
Once again, can I just hold you to ask, what specifically have you seen so far which seems to you to be anti-Hindu? Because in the images that are playing on my screen right now, some of our clothes are purple, some are golden, some have a saffron hue. What is it that you've seen which is anti-Hindu? I'm not quite getting that piece.
No, yeah, it is not only anti-Hindu is one aspect, as there are many people who are saying.
No, but what is, once again, let me press, so once again, Arey sir, ye to batao na, anti-Hindu kya hai? What is anti-Hindu? What are you hassled about?
Definitely, bikini with saffron color has definitely hurt many people's sentiment. Moreover, you know, it is as well as watching a song, to see the song, how it is picturized. So it has hurt many people and they are objecting it. And under the constitution, they have the right to protest. I will give you one example. I was hearing Mr. Bachchan's speech. He's a great icon. Now, in the year 2017, a film was made by the great filmmaker Madhur Bhandarkar, Hindu Sarkar, on the backdrop of emergencies. He had to seek police protection and his film was not allowed to release. And he had to seek police protection, and where was his guy? So this is selectively that they are supporting Pathaan. And you recently saw in the Goa Film Festival, an Israeli filmmaker, the way he ridiculed, mocked Vivek Agnihotri for making Kashmir Files. Now, where were these people then?
So which people are you talking about? 1 second. Any person is entitled to his view. You know, you don't like how Deepika Padukone looks. I mean, I think she looks quite nice actually. But you don't think how she looks nice. That's fine. That's your view. I mean, you might like somebody else. That's fantastic. But you can't stop others from watching the film if they'd like to. That's the point that I'm making. You can't force your view on me. You can't force your view on others. If I wish to watch Pathaan, surely I have the right to decide whether I wish to watch it or not. You can't say I am upset. If you are upset, sit at home.
Rahul, did you see me issuing a statement that we have appealed people to boycott? We haven't. I am saying people who are objecting, they have all the right to protest.
No, sure. The protest isn't a problem. But when the Madhya Pradesh Home Minister Mukesh Tyagi jumps into the action, says that she should cover herself up, that this is objectionable, the color of her clothes she doesn't like. Now, saffron isn't just identified with a particular party. Saffron is a color, as is green, blue, pink, purple, any other color. And surely an actor or an actress is allowed to wear it. Why is your Madhya Pradesh Home Minister and some other members of the party upset with this?
Rahul, if you give me 2 minutes, I'll tell you exactly.
Okay.
You see, the point is not whether what color, it is art director's liberty, and I certainly I'm averse to any intervention into the cinematic liberties. I am a film actor myself. But the point is, I've been observing that there has been a constant Hindu bashing in all the films. I don't want to name you, you know all the names of the films, how the Hindu bashing
No, but what
has
have
been
you
done
seen so far? It's the same question I'm asking Mukesh Bhai. What have you seen which looks like Hindu bashing?
No.
I've only seen the trailer of a song. The makers of Pathaan have put out nothing else, so you can't know more than I do. What is Hindu bashing in this?
Rahul, you know, the social media is extremely active. There is a social bombardment. Now, if you see Besharam Rang, the Besharam Rang title itself has a contextual background to any color there, whether it's a green or it's a saffron. Now, being a title also and the background of Deepika Padukone, I'm saying
but
it's
she's wearing 6 or 7 different bikinis in the same. One second. Mukesh Tyagi, she's wearing 6 or 7 different sets of clothes in the same song.
I agree with you. I agree with you that there is a entire context behind it.
What is the context?
This eruption of the why people don't object to many saffron. There is a context of Hindu bashing.
Where is the Hindu bashing,
and there is a context that yes.
What have you seen which looks like Hindu bashing? You keep saying Hindu bashing. Where are the Hindus being bashed?
Rahul, the problem is we don't have a level playing field. We cannot make a film on other religion. Look at the consequences of Nupur.
Sir, but where is the religion in this? All I see is one actor being serenaded by a hero.
You know why?
Where is the Hindu bashing in this? What are you seeing which I am not seeing? Are we seeing the same song? Are you seeing something else which I can't see?
I am not saying you because you have titled as a Besharam Rang. What do you mean by Besharam Rang? What is the Besharam in the Rang? I mean, is it not a direct hit upon the color? I mean, what are you not provoking the sentiments of the people, knowing the sensitivity of the society is so high right now? Every mole can be turned into mountain because there is a accumulated Hindu bashing. And why do you title as a Besharam Rang? You know, Rahul, in the film industry, nothing is done thoughtlessly. There is a very well perceived ideas when they title any song. They spend crores of rupees in making a song. So why do you call Besharam Rang?
Sir, I'll tell you. Once again, let me quote to you, Mukesh Tyagi. Some of the lyrics from the song, Nasha chadha jo sharifi ka, utar pheka hai, Besharam Rang kahan dekha, dunya walon ne. Besharam Rang kahan dekha, dunya walon ne. In the way that it's written, in the way that's being interpreted, I'm now beginning to question what kind of a filmmaker are you? Surely there is some creative liberty, some artistic freedom that is involved over here. Unless, of course, there's something wrong in the eyesight of the person who's seeing this.
Rahul, even Muslim fraternity have also objected to it. I mean, you can check your sources.
Sir, sab vele baithe object karne ke liye. Okay, 1 second.
There is a green color being shown.
Sir, Advaita Kala is having a hearty laugh. I want to go across to Nusrat Jahan. Nusrat Jahan is an actor herself, a member of parliament from the Trinamool Congress, joining us on this broadcast. We've got the members of the VHP, some members from the BJP, some filmmakers as well, objecting, Nusrat, believe it or not, to the color of Deepika Padukone's bikini. She's wearing 6 or 7 bikinis in that strong, but there's one particular saffron bikini that they seem to be objecting to. They also don't like the title of the song, which is Besharam Rang. What are you making of this controversy and the manner in which Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan have pushed back?
Yes, are we ready?
Oh, absolutely. We're live on TV. Go for it, Nusrat.
So I genuinely believe that colors, no political parties have patents on colors. So today somebody wearing green and somebody wearing any form of clothes should not be any political party. Nobody should, forget about political party, but nobody has the rights to arise any question on that. And as far as films are concerned, they're a separate entity, and they have their, and films are always known for expressing things in their view, and they've always been larger than life, and people have always respected that. So why don't you just let films which is directly correlated with the viewers, and the best course of decision that can be taken is when you only allow the viewers to have an opinion about it, or not, and not anybody else who is in any way politically related or has any opinions as far as what the artist should wear and which color they should wear and how they are correlating the color to the color of their party and calling it Besharam and in return wanting to pull it down. I mean, which country are we living in? The world has evolved. Why is India not being able to revolve? India is not, the mindset is not being able to evolve. And being said that, I also believe that we're living in times where everything is being directed by the central forces, by the BJP parties, where we're being told what to eat, what to wear, what to study in school and what to watch on television. We do not have any personal opinion or personal choices to make. So I totally condemn this fact and just...
No, but we now seem to have a situation where the likes of Shiraj Nair and the others have made up their mind that anything which is saffron is BJP, anything which is green is somehow Muslim.
No, what is this? The country right now, what they're doing is they're trying to endorse and propagate things, propagate mere speculations, which are they're endorsing. They're trying to create hatred amongst communities under the pretext of cinema, which is what I'm trying to condemn. Do not get cinema in between. If you're doing something like this, please make it your own personal political agenda. Don't get cinemas in between and let cinemas have their own fate. Let people decide what they want to see and how they want to see their artists and how they want to get entertained. Nobody can crop up a question on that. But here, in the times that we are living in, BJP has a say about everything. The leaders have a say about everything. They want to propagate and endorse and they appreciate religious and spiritual films only, and they probably always want to bring down people and artists. They're banning artists, they're banning stand-up comedians, they're trying to create mere speculations and trying to instigate communities based on religion, caste, creed and color. How long are we going to sustain if we go on this way? Because you really cannot curb people's voices, because cinema is a way of expression and you as the government, you're trying to curb that freedom of expression, and this will not go on in the longer run.
You know, we've seen the BJP hit out at Mamata Banerjee for this Kolkata Film Festival, asking why wasn't Mithun Chakravarti, the son of Bengal, invited? Why are you making Shah Rukh Khan the brand ambassador of Bengal, not Saurav Ganguly, one of the finest cricketers? They're looking to turn this into, instead of being about freedom of speech and expression, they're looking to make this debate political.
So why, I have a relevant question. Tell me why BJP or the Gujarat government did not choose anybody from their state as their brand ambassador. I think that's a very valid question that I can put forward, and I don't really have an answer to it. Why don't you just let people decide who they want as brand ambassadors, and why is it whole becoming a political agenda anyway? And as far as Mithun Da is concerned, he's a great actor. I have a personal rapport with him, and as far as I know, that everybody associated with film industry or Bengali film industry has been sent out the invitation. They might not have turned up for their some personal event or some personal perspectives.
Okay, Nusrat Jahan, thank you for joining us. Appreciate your thoughts. I want to go across to Advaita Khala, who was having a laugh when she was hearing Mukesh Tyagi talk about saffron being the color of the BJP and therefore BJP having the right to object. It seems a bit absurd. Well, no color belongs to one party. Secondly, are you seeing anything in that song which looks anti-Hindu to you?
Rahul, I first want to address what the MP from the Trinamool Congress said. I think, I largely agree. You cannot color code people. But also, I think the TMC is the last to speak about color coding and people. The kind of post-poll violence that people who have a saffron view or hue have faced in the state has been astronomical and devastating. So I don't think any party can grandstand on this freedom of speech and freedom of conscience position in the way that that was just being done. So I want to point that out to start with. Secondly, I was amused because, you know, on the other hand, you now have the Ulema Council in Madhya Pradesh who is offended by the title Pathaan, because they said, how can a Pathaan be engaging with someone of the opposite sex in this free manner? And now, I mean, that's an image worth protecting. While on the other hand, people relate Pathans with Afghanistan, and by virtue of that with the Taliban, and hence how they treat women. And here you have a very liberal Pathan. So it's all become so identity politics and confusing. And I mean, what image are we trying to protect really? What are we trying to project? What are we trying to save? I don't understand this. There have been multiple changes in that song, outfit changes, of which one is this outfit, which is saffron in color. Now you're going to take a screen grab of that and make it, build some narrative out of it. I mean, everybody else on social media should be a scriptwriter. Why are we bothering with professional scriptwriters? How can you take a screen grab from a song, take it completely out of context, and then create this narrative which then whips up of anti-sentiment and frenzy? It's so unhealthy for society for these kind of conversations. And I have a complaint with the media as well. You know, this is social media outrage which is being overplayed. You know what the advertising figures are for Twitter? 1.47% reach is what they claim. Out of a population of 1.4 billion, only 25 million Indians are on Twitter. Our superstar, Shah Rukh Khan, he'll be the first one to admit it, has received enormous love from Indians. You stand outside his house and there are lakhs and thousands on any given day waiting to see him. So this is not what India is. And I find it hugely problematic that an overzealous Twitterati pushed forward by politicians, I might add, who have no business commenting on this, are projecting such a regressive and a negative image of India for the rest of the world, while the Prime Minister works 24/7 to have India taken seriously. We are embroiled in these conversations that go global, which are about the color of a bikini in a film, in a commercial Bollywood film.
She's a proud member of the right herself. But she seems to suggest a lot of this is Looney Tunes seeking to want to object for the sake of objection. That scene of the bikini, at least from the trailer that's been released, is hardly a few seconds. There's so many other colors of Deepika's clothes, and you seem to be wanting to turn this into this really huge controversy. It makes absolutely no sense. Advaita says this is an embarrassment for the kind of India that Prime Minister Modi is trying to build.
No, Advaita Kaila is a writer for films, and she's also a very active member of the right wing. I have no doubt about that, and she has a right to raise this objection. But the point I'm trying to say, Rahul, is there is no level playing field. When it comes to any other religion, they are absolutely reticent. They have no guts to speak about even a line. Look at that Majidi, the prophet, with Iranian director, who wanted to release the film on Prophet Messenger of God. He was not allowed to release. Then again, the Da Vinci Code, written by Dan Brown, it was not allowed by Catholic Christians in Kerala. So, you know, when it comes to other religion, there are hypersensitivity. Now what is happening is the retaliatory mood of the society, that it is not something to do with this color. I agree with you, it's a very small issue. You have no business to comment on the colors. Colors doesn't belong to anybody. It's a cinematographic liberty to use whatever color they want to use, of bikini or no bikinis. Idea is, there is a huge background operating against the background of all these kinds of Deepika Padukone's silence in jail is provoked.
Various ingredients about which you are upset.
Moitra is ridiculing Devi Ma, Mahua Moitra, TMC known for the bloody history. I mean, you know,
so Akashdeep, Sabir,
freedom of expression,
they're saying they don't like the color of Deepika Padukone's bikini, that somehow this is anti-Hindutva, that this film is somehow anti-Hindu. I haven't seen any reason to believe that. But they're also saying that if something is said about Islam, then people start objecting, and therefore they're objecting to this in the anticipation that there could be something in the film which is anti-Hindu.
Okay.
So why
Rahul,
anti-Hindu
first
all
and
the time?
foremost,
Why don't
if
you have
this
the
is
guts
being
to write
done,
something
if
on
Let him speak, please.
Mukesh, it's my turn now, or you want to continue?
Akashdeep.
Mukesh, we heard you the first time. We are sensible enough. The point is, if you're doing this just because they do it, it's a shame. Secondly, now let's come to the topic per se. Gerua Rang, saffron, is what so many sadhus who are languishing in jail today for heinous crimes have worn. Where were your voices at that time? Here it's an ensemble of 35 costumes, so you don't repeat, you use all possible colors. It's a beautiful color. Lastly, our first VHP speaker mentioned that they are going to finish 60 years in existence, and you have never banned a film or X or Y or said anything. Great, sir. But did you even have the rights in the first place to do so? Were you authorized by a constitution to do so? That you did not exercise a right? You don't have a right, you didn't have a right, and you will not have a right. You have only one right, sir, to not like what you are seeing. But forcing your opinion on people is just not done. Look where the world has gone and look where you want to take us. Every fringe group gets up for a Padmavavat, for a Santa Banta, now for Pathaan, for every film. And what I am hearing in today's debate is, from the VHP speaker and from Mukesh, every time Rahul asked you all questions, you all were fumbling with what is your actual grouse.
No, they've just decided, it seems, Dalit Tahil, that they've decided that हमें गुस्सा होना है.
Beating around the bush.
Deepika went to JNU. We didn't like her for doing that.
They themselves are trying to
Shah Rukh Khan is Muslim. We don't like a Muslim superstar. They've decided that they want to object, and now it's just playing itself out, and they're trying to grapple and determine what is anti-Hindu and not be able to explain it properly. Dalit Tahil.
The grapple is, Rahul, the grapple is so obvious. They have never raised their voice when sadhus clad in saffron have been arrested for rape cases and are behind bars. They were shot.
Want to say about it. And the trolling should be also taken within the purview of the freedom of expression. If somebody is trolling, you cannot start ridiculing.
Let Dalit Tahil speak, please. 1 second.
Mukesh, stick to the topic.
Mr. Tahil.
Mukesh, your background is related to a different topic, Mukesh, not to today's topic. You guys are grappling, you are fumbling to come to a valid point to put across to Rahul as to what you are objecting to here. Is it the color? Is it the bikini?
Or maybe she just looks really nice and they don't, and that's what they're objecting to, because they don't look like Deepika Padukone, even Shah Rukh Khan for that matter, and maybe they're just all very jealous. Dilip Tahil, where do you come out on this?
Well, I mean, good afternoon to you, Rahul. Thank you for remembering that I'm on this program. I really appreciate that. I actually have forgotten the question. I mean, you know, there's been so much toing and froing about all sorts of things. So can you re-articulate what exactly is your question to me?
Dilip Tahil, we've seen the Madhya Pradesh Home Minister and many other members of what they think is the right coming out and objecting to Pathaan, this film trailer that's come out saying Deepika Padukone's bikini needs to be changed, that she's anti-Hindu, the film is anti-Hindu, and they're making a big song and dance about this. How do you think Bollywood and the rest of India should be dealing with these calls?
Well, to be very honest with you, let me tell you at the outset that everybody constitutionally in this country has a right to protest. You have a right to dislike or like, and but I think it's very important at this stage where the country is that we respect the freedom of expression, we respect people's views, and if you don't like anything and you want to and you want to say you don't like anything, that's all very well, but to have a collective and to instigate and to create boycotts is just not the way forward. It is not in any way it's supported and should not be supported by the Constitution, because it is not something that is in the hands of people to do this. Whatever your issues are, and they can be anything, I think they should remain personal. The choice should be left with the people. I have always maintained that, and I will always maintain it. There have been times when people have objected to movies from various political beliefs or other beliefs. Fair enough. I say fine. I mean, if you get offended by something, it is your prerogative. However, my bottom line is that it should be left to the people, and it should not be organized boycotts against any particular kind of objection that you may have personally.
Sriraj Nair, I think Dalip Tahil makes an important point. Let people decide. If Dalip or Akashdeep want to go watch the film, let them go out and watch the film. आपको घर पे बैठना है, आप घर पे बैठो ना. आप हमें क्यों घर पे बैठा रहे हो?
Fully agree with Mr. Dinesh Sahil, but I also agree what they said, that right to protest is a fundamental right. People who feel that they are offended or their feelings have been hurt, they have every right to protest. Now, had Mr. Shah Rukh Khan openly supported Dr. Taslima Nasreen, equally, I would have been very happy. I would have been happy when they would have openly agreed to release Muhammad, the film Muhammad, which was not even allowed to release in India. I would have been equally happy. Now, Hindu Sarkar was banned here and Hindu Sarkar was not allowed to release. That is also.
No, but none of this has to do with this film. You've just got a litany of past complaints which you are raking up. Mukesh Tyagi, I think Akashdeep Sabir had a very sharp question for you. You are not being able to properly explain what is it that you are objecting to, what is it that you want to boycott, what is it that we are debating. It just seems you don't like how Deepika Padukone or Shah Rukh Khan look, you don't look like Shah Rukh Khan, and therefore you're upset with him that he's got this 8-pack, 6-pack ab going and you don't. Mukesh, is that what you're really upset about? Because you haven't seen anything which is anti-Hindu.
No, not at all, Rahul. Let me just sum up because time is limited. Akashdeep, just let me finish. I mean, you see, the point which I'm trying to raise is that do we have a level playing field in cinematography? Do we exercise the same freedom in matter of other areas where we are so scared and frightened, we don't even want to talk about it? Now, basically, these are catalysts. This is not, I mean, per se, I do not see very serious objection to this color protest. But what I'm trying to say is, Rahul,
let him speak. Let Mukesh complete.
These kind of provocations, these kind of minor provocation, you can very easily, brush it aside under the carpet. But these are the catalysts. They trigger
but what is the provocation, boss? There are 10 different colors that she is wearing. And how can a color be a provocation?
Please pinpoint what is the objection.
Color is identified. Color is certainly a political identification, and there has been a background to, there is a correlation between the color and the political ideology. Now, when you say Besharam color, you are basically creating a catalyst.
But
and you are trying to create a controversy.
There are 12 colors over there. They haven't told you which is the. One second, Mukesh Tyagi. There are at least 12 different colors in that song. They haven't told you which one they think is the Besharam Rang. It isn't. I just read out the lyrics. But for some reason you have decided that saffron is the Besharam color. But they haven't said it. How do you know that they're not talking about green or blue?
They're looking for a reason.
वही तो आपको कुछ problem create करनी है इसलिए आप problem create कर रहे हो. आपको कैसे मालूम कि saffron is the Besharam color?
Rahul, what I'm no. Problem create नहीं करनी है. Problem ये है कि basically Indians have been accepting and admiring all the movies, including Hindu bashing. But now the flashpoint is reached to the level.
No, but what is the Hindu? Because you are taking it to a point of absurdity. Akashdeep.
That's the flashpoint. You are taking it to Mukesh.
Yeah.
Akashdeep wants to come in.
Mukesh, that's the flashpoint. Yes. Mukesh, that's
you are not answering my question, Akashdeep. Do we have a level? You answer my one question which you have not answered.
Mukesh, wait.
I am asking you, Akashdeep. You are a film director. Just a sec. Answer my question. Answer my question. Please answer my question. I'm sorry, I'm raising this question. Do we have a level playing field in the cinematic? In India, can we make the film another religion with the same authenticity, with the same provocation? Are we making those films? And if we are not making, are you not having a double standard?
Okay. Mukesh, stop. Mukesh, your question can't be bigger than my answer. Mukesh, your question can't be bigger than my answer. I got your point. Now be silent. Mukesh, what level field are you looking for in Bollywood? Don't sound so naive. Nobody can impose a particular kind of film to be made by a filmmaker. That call comes from within. मुझे इस पे film बनानी है, मुझे उस पे film बनानी है. There cannot be a level field. You are in the wrong profession if you want a level field here. Secondly, you are diverting these discussions onto a flashpoint that does not exist. When you say, 1 minute sir, 1 minute sir, now please be silent. When you said Indians have tolerated these kinds of movies till today, but Pathaan won't be tolerated, you are excluding Shah Rukh Khan from being an Indian? He's probably more true Indian than you and me put together. I know him personally to say that. I can stick my neck out for the Khans, the Kapoors and the Kumars. Please don't take this narrative. You know what is on the back of your mind? Deepika was seen at JNU. Shah Rukh has been labelled as part of the Tukde Tukde gang. So
I am not saying that at all.
You are not answering my question. For a reason to ban this film. That's what it appears with Mr. Nair's discussion and your discussion. Otherwise, you all have a right to opinion, but you have not answered my question. With any information.
What is Sartan se juda? What is Sartan se juda?
What is the reason?
No, where is anyone saying Sartan se juda in this film? Arey Mukesh bhai, where is anybody saying Sartan se juda in this film?
Arey hara rang unka aur gerwa aapka kaise ho gaya?
Rahul, I am broadening the scope of
But we are talking about that. You can broaden it in whichever fashion you want.
Mukesh, I don't expect this from you.
I'm only broadening. I mean, when
because you're not being able to answer the specific question, therefore you want to broaden the debate. Because the very simple, straight question was, what is it that you saw? Dalit Tahil. I don't think this question has got answered. We've been debating for 30 minutes now. I don't think it's been explained. What is it that Mukesh Tyagi and Sriram Nair were actually offended by? They simply, Dalit Tahil, haven't been able to explain that.
We don't know why. We don't know.
Let Dalit speak, please.
Well, Rahul, to be very honest, I mean, you will have to ask Srirajji and Mukeshji what they're upset about. India is a country of diversity. We have the privilege as a country that no other country has. We have a diversity of religion. We have a diversity of culture. We have a diversity of languages, and we have a diversity of even cuisine. I think we should enjoy that. We should embrace that, and we should be able to encourage free expression and not sort of tunnel or channelize everything into any personal kind of objections or any religious objections in any way. I don't think the majority of this country is supportive of this.
Do you think Sriraj Nair or Mukesh Tyagi could explain what they were objecting about? Why these posters were being burnt and why they were so hassled? I don't think they've been able to explain it to me at least.
Well, you know, Rahul, first I have a bone to pick with you because you declared me as a proud member of the right. Now, let me tell you, it's going to restrict even me even more because I'm going to get lesser work. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite about...
No, but not really. I have a very strong right-leaning point of view on many issues. But there's a difference between being on the right and being loony. There's a difference between being crazy and having a nationalistic or right-leaning perspective on national security or economic affairs.
Rahul, in the film industry, there is an anti-right bias. There is no denying that. Exactly. I am here because I'm here for the issue. And on this issue, I believe that this is not a legitimate concern that is being raised. But is there an anti-right bias? Absolutely. I face it every day when it comes to getting work. And I'm not boasting, but I've won possibly every award for my writing for a film. And it's still hard for me to get work because of my support for Modi and things like that. So there is a bias that exists, and I'm going to call it out on both sides whenever I see the hypocrisy, because that's just who I am, and that's, I think, the duty of an artist. And definitely to stand up for freedom of speech is also the duty of an artist, and that's really what I'm doing here.
So I leave it here. All I wish to say is I don't think Sriraj Nair or Mukesh Tyagi or anybody else have been able to explain what they've seen which is so far anti-Hindu, because there's nothing anti-Hindu that we've seen. I mean, Deepika Padukone looks quite nice, so does Shah Rukh Khan. Maybe Sriraj Nair doesn't look like Shah Rukh Khan, which is why he's a bit upset. That I can understand, being upset about that. But being upset about the film being anti-Hindu because there's nothing that is anti-Hindu. Sir, uske 8-pack abs hai, aapka 1-pack ab hai, isliye aap pareshan lag rahe ho mujhko. Hey, ऐसा तो नहीं है. Yeah, that could be. I mean, being upset about that, I understand. Being upset about that, I understand.
He's doing.
Not
In lifting the status of
So now
India.
he's a bit embarrassed.
These
because
guys with these statements really bring the whole Indian appeal down.
It's an absurd
Please don't
situation.
make these
We went
statements
through a
and undo the
half-hour
good work
debate
by Modi.
without the protagonists who are arguing, trying to explain why they're upset, being able to explain it. They later wanted to change the topic or broad-base the issue. Those are larger issues, and I don't go away from that. Some of those issues are for real. But Deepika Padukone wearing one saffron bikini in a song where she's wearing multiple colors of clothes. I mean, get alive, guys. Let her be, let Shah Rukh be. You want to watch the film? Go watch the film. You don't want to watch the film? Stay at home. You want to go to a mandir? Go to a mandir. You want to go to a gurdwara? Go to a gurdwara. You want to go to a masjid? Go to a masjid. You want to go watch a film? Have some fun? Go have some fun. Live your life. Be yourself. Tell the moral police uncle, stay at home. I don't need you. I don't want you. This is a free country. We value our freedoms. And we will do what we want. Meri marzi.